No, I don't want to see all the holes that are in the walls from when other video game characters tried to break in here. I know, I'll call that helpline that the police gave me before they blocked my number. No, the other helpline.
Hello, retro gamer who keeps getting harassed by video game characters helpline.
Hi, yeah, I was given your number by the police. I've got a Frankenstein...
Your call is very important to us and you're currently being held in a queue. Please wait. Please wait. Please wait.
Get off my roof!
Hello there, my name is Sarah. How can I help you today?
Oh, okay. Weird. Yeah, I think Frankenstein's monster is on my roof. What do I do?
Okay, well in the 1994 Sega Mega Drive game Shelley's Frankenstein, also released for the SNES, and based on the book of the same name, you actually fight 20-foot tall spiders and angry peasants in castles and swamps.
No, in that game you actually play as the monster? But it's the monster himself I'm trying to get rid of here.
Okay. Well, in the 1991 Bandai North American only game called Frankenstein The Monster Returns, you need to chase after a monster after he's nicked some random woman from the village, and he's learned how to use magic, and he's also friends with, like, Death and Medusa, who will also try to kill you.
No.
Okay, well in the actual book published in 1818, the monster is never truly defeated. In fact, he's allowed to remain free and come to terms with the fertility of his life and the cruelness of society.
Boring.
Well, in the Atari 2600 game called Frankenstein's Monster, you actually have to build a wall around the monster.
Ah, that's it! This guy certainly looks like Atari 2600 graphics. Okay, cool. So, wait a minute, you want me to build a wall around him?
Thank you for your call. You have been charged £20, which will appear on your next phone bill.
What?
Feel free to call back if you have any more problems, okay? Okay, goodbye.
Released in 1983 by third-party developer and publisher Data Age, Frankenstein's Monster is a platforming game with either a single-player or alternate multiplayer option. The artwork on the box is especially wonderful, very gothic and creepy. I'm assuming that this is meant to be the Doctor on the front though, since I don't expect the monster would be seen double dead in that jacket and jumper combo. Alright, let's play! If you're wondering if Frankenstein has apparently nabbed some kind of potion off Mr. Jekyll because he is now a kid in a baseball cap, well, this is actually an original character. The manual says that this random kid has found himself in Dr. Frankenstein's castle in the middle of a thunderstorm, and now he has to stop the Doctor from completing his reanimation of the monster, who you can see here. That's quite a big ask for a kid, but alright. Now, I think this screen looks great. It's so colourful and there's a lot going on, and having the monster there at the top in full view gives you that little kick of anxiety that will keep you playing, always keeping an eye on him. During the storm, this thing called a power probe power is pulling energy from the storm to bring the monster back to life. The more energy the monster's body has accumulated, the closer he is to waking up, and you can see how close he is by how green he's getting. According to the manual, the monster is in a tower of the castle, and all the rest of this screen is the innards of Dr. Frankenstein's castle. There is a single brick on the bottom right which you will need to fetch again and again to build up the walls of the tower, thus capturing the monster and stopping him from being able to get out and kick off. All working against a timer depending on your difficulty setting. That's 5 minutes or 8.5 minutes. You only need 6 bricks to wall in the monster, so I'm assuming that they are massive. So fair play to this kid for carrying them up 2 floors of a castle. Maybe bring your mum's wheelbarrow next time though. So I need to build a tower around the lad on the roof. Seems like a counterintuitive way of dealing with a problem. If I just wall him up, he's always going to be on my roof. You know, hiding it rather than just dealing with it head on. Kind of like my crippling fear of dying alone. On your way up and down the castle, you've got numerous obstacles to deal with. On the top level, there is the world's most adorable ghost with a walk cycle that suggests he died in a spin dryer. On the first floor, you've got a thing. What is that? Oh, it's a giant tarantula. It's a bit of a stretch, but I guess I'll give you that one. These things won't kill you or take off health when you touch them, they just reduce your score. They also will slow you down significantly. If they did hurt you, this would have been a much more frustrating game, so I am glad of that design move. At the bottom there is a pit of what looks like water, but according to the instructions is actually acid. The only way to lose a life is by falling into this pit, which makes sense I suppose, although now I'm wondering why Dr. Frankenstein has a pit of acid in his home. Well, every home has got a pit of acid. What, doesn't yours? Well, where do you hide the bodies then? Gotta have a pit. To make your life more difficult, there's some spiders that pop down every so often here too, so getting across that pit really isn't too easy. Every time you pick up a brick and successfully get it back to the monster, more obstacles will appear on the bottom and first floor, like more holes in the floor, and the platform in the acid will start to move or split up. This fast scaling of the difficulty does work surprisingly well, and stops the game from dragging. The back and forth thing may sound like a pain in the arse, and to be fair, it kind of is, but it isn't boring. Alright then, let's start walling this guy up. Right. I think it's fair to say that I didn't expect that. Every time you get near to the monster with your stone, you will be attacked by a load of bats out of nowhere. They don't kill you or hurt you, but they do push you back and take away 10 points. And their random pattern makes this an incredibly frustrating part. This is where you are most likely to use up your precious time. And once you get that stone in place, they'll disappear and you're back to a slightly more difficult castle. You can try to be a bit sneaky with time management by doing stuff like falling through the holes in the floor, or by just barging past the creatures on your way, but doing either thing will shave off points in your final score. It depends whether you're playing for a high score or just to keep this green bastard safely caged. If you don't get the walls built in the allotted time, or you lose 3 lives, the monster will break free and come for you. This is quite a scary screen. The way it flashes, the sound, and how quickly this big lad is coming towards you. Fantastic. I think this is my favourite Atari 2600 end screen. This was a well-received game at the time, and that is well deserved. This is one of the best video games using the Frankenstein story, even if it has very little to nothing to do with the original story. Although it's one of Data Age's rarer games, it can be found in the wild and is a must for any Atari 2600 collection. It's cute, it plays well, has some fantastic audios and visuals, and it will piss you off just enough to make you want to beat it. If you do manage to get all those bricks around the monster, then you win. Poor monster, he's been brought back to life and he's just going to find himself back in a box. Can you imagine what it's going to be like for him, waking up to find that you're buried in a pitch blackness surrounded by walls? Ugh, now that is creepy. The monster in the original story of Frankenstein is multiple pieces of different corpses, which have been reanimated to create one new person, with real thoughts and real feelings. But we aren't happy with his looks and we're scared of his otherworldness, so let's wall him up in a tower. What an enduringly relevant comment on society. When Dr. Frankenstein eventually sells his house off, the next owners are gonna have a damn big surprise when they come to knocking out this wall for a conservatory. Oh, for goodness sake! Piss off!
Hello, retro gamer who keeps getting harassed by video game characters. Helpline, how may I help you?
Hi, I called earlier about Frankenstein's monster.
Your call is very important to us and you're currently being held in a queue. Please wait.
Alright, I know you're there.
Right, bloody hell. What appears to be the problem now?
I can't wall up this guy on my roof. I mean, he keeps chucking birds at me for a start, but it's just really cruel. And plus I'll have to put up with him stamping around all the time.
Well, if you have a problem with the way you defeat Frankenstein's monster, my suggestion is you just take it up with the game developers.
Wow, you're not much help, are you? This entire experience reminds me of when I tried to cancel my Sky internet package. He's in here! He's in here! The monster's in here!
Thank you for your call. Please call again if there are any more problems, or alternatively, don't. That's the last time I do a favour for the police. The woman is absolutely mental.